Our traders, welcome back to another video. In this video, yes, we're going to talk about Dogecoin, but we're also going to talk about another coin, the Shiba Inu Token. I didn't really want to talk about it, but so many people have been talking about it on TikTok, spamming my comment section on both TikTok and YouTube, that I figured might as well give the people what they want. I could have made two different videos from the topic of today, but I chose to make it in one. So if you like that, and if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And while you're at it, hit that bell notification icon, because then you'll get alerts every single time that I post. So firstly, as we all want to know, what's going on with Dogecoin. So in the last Dogecoin video that we made, we were talking about how we may end up seeing a dead cat bounce. When we made that video, Dogecoin was in the middle of a pretty serious sell-off. That was after SNL, right? When we had Elon Musk going at SNL. And yeah, that didn't end too well, but you know what? We move on, right? So by the way, if you guys watch Graham Stephan or me, Kevin, I think both of them were in that video. That guy who was holding, he has like $2 million worth of Dogecoin. I hope he's all right after that drop. I think he lost over $1 million on this drop right here. But moving on, all right? So we were talking about the possibility of seeing a dead cat bounce. Why? Because we knew that a lot of people were panicking in the middle of this sell-off. So what happens when people panic in a sell-off? Well, some people sell and some people hold because they're scared of selling and taking that loss. So what ends up happening is that those people that are too scared to sell right away because they don't want to eat that loss, they end up waiting for a bounce. And that's what we call a dead cat bounce. Okay, because what happens is once that bounce finally comes, which is right here, people start selling into that so that they can take a smaller loss, or they can take a break-even trade, or even take a little bit of profit depending on where they entered, because we know lots of people were buying in here in anticipation of Elon Musk going on SNL. So one second. So that is exactly what we ended up seeing. We got that dead cat bounce, right? We popped, we had that little bounce, and then we started to sell off. By the way, I have not even touched my analysis pretty much since the last video, and you can see how well these arrows ended up playing out. Now, have we reached the target for Dogecoin that we had on that video? No, not yet. So the question is, will we? Okay, so let's get into that. First, just to refresh your memory, again, we were expecting this dead cat bounce to come in and then expecting price to eventually go back down to this historical bounce zone. Why is it called the historical bounce zone? Well, if we go to the daily time frame, we'll see, well, I don't have it on the daily time frame, we'll see that pretty much every single time Dogecoin has a pump higher, okay, it ends up retracing around the 61.8 and 786 Fibonacci retracement numbers, okay? So that historical zone, all it represents is a 61.8. We'll go back down. Okay, it represents a 61.8 and 786 Fibonacci retracement from the most recent low to the most recent high, and that looks like this. We're going to take that Fibonacci retracement tool, put it from low to high, and now you can see the historical bounce zone is between the 61.8 and the 786. Okay, so will we get there? So let's do some analysis. It's going to be short this time because we don't really have much happening right now. But what we see is that, first of all, obviously we got the dead cat bounce. Obviously we got the sell-off. But something interesting that happened is that we ended up holding this support area, okay? And this blue zone right here, which is not the historical bounce zone, that is just the 50% retracement combined with some previous highs, okay? These previous highs that we broke through once, you know, people started buying in anticipation of Elon Musk going on SNL. Okay, so that is why we are seeing this level hold that is between 45 cents down to 38 cents. Okay, that is a current support zone. So we see that that ended up holding for a second time. Okay, so now the question is, will it continue to hold? Because what also is holding, and actually we can draw out a little bit of a consolidation pattern now. Okay, what also is holding is still that dead cat bounce resistance area right in here, right? You can see we had a pretty good spike into that zone, and it ended up holding again. We see a tiny sell-off right now on Doge. We're still up 10% for the day, but still it's not a great sign that we're seeing that dead cat bounce zone hold. So I'm actually going to label that dead cat bounce zone just so it's visually easy for you guys to see. Okay, so you can see that that is still holding. So now, like I just said, we have this little consolidation where we are bouncing in between the current support and current resistance. So before we make any predictions, really what we're going to have to do is wait and see which way we're going to break. Okay, hold on, I need to sneeze. So what we really want to see, okay, now I'm still going to give a prediction, but what we really want to see is which way we're going to break. Because if we break to the upside, meaning we break this trend line right in here, then that could be a very good sign for Dogecoin to probably retest the highs right in here, right? These highs up here. Because that would be a great sign in the sense that, you know, we had the dead cat bounce potential, but we didn't follow through with the dead cat bounce, right? We only followed through temporarily, which means that people are still willing to buy and they're not as scared as we may have thought them to be. Okay, so if we break to the upside, which is breaking this trend line here, which that price is around 51 cents, if we can close above that, this is on a 1 hour time frame, if we can close above that trend line, that may be a decent buy towards the retest of around 70 cents. Okay, so if we can break around 51 cents, then the next target is 70 cents. Now, on the other hand, if we end up going back down towards these lows, there's a very, very high probability that we just blow right through them because they've already been tested twice. So the people that wanted to buy in this area probably have already bought. So if we get selling pressure again into this zone, right in here, right around 45 cents. Okay, if we go back down to 45 cents, there's probably not going to be too many orders sitting there anymore. There's probably not going to be as many buyers holding there or buying there anymore, and therefore it becomes a weaker level. It's kind of similar to a bouncing ball, right? If you have an important level, say a floor, right, and you bounce a ball, okay, it's going to only bounce so many times before eventually it loses that momentum, and then in this case the floor just gives out. Okay, so that is kind of what could happen here. That's what I do see happening here. If we go back down to 45 cents, then the next target is going to be the historical bounce zone. We should see a pretty quick move down to that area if we break that, what is that, 40, honestly, if we get down to 45 cents, I think that this level will probably give out. And then it's pretty much straight to 38 cents, which is the 61.8. And then possibly, if we really start to sell off, all the way back down to 28 cents. Okay, for right now, I think it's the latter. I still think Dogecoin needs to go down to this historical bounce zone just because that's what it's done in the past every single time, is that it goes down to that 61.8 before it sees any sort of major continuation. But again, our job as traders is not to just, you know, be stubborn and just stay fixated on one idea. We kind of want to see what price does first, and then we go from there. Okay, so my opinion is that we should see this historical bounce zone be tested. But as a trader, if we see these highs get taken out or that trend line get taken out, then we're going to switch and we're going to say, okay, then the bounce has already happened. We're likely to retest these highs. Now let's get on to, that's it for Dogecoin. Let's get on to, oh, I didn't even add it to my list. We have Shiba Inu Token. Okay, so this is a new altcoin, or S-word token, whatever you want to call it, right? Poop coin, a new poop coin, and everybody's buying it, right? It's just another one of these coins that everybody is memeing, right? It's a meme coin. Everybody's memeing on it and buying it because everybody knows that Dogecoin went up like crazy. So now it's kind of like this whole thing where you buy pretty much the worst coins or the funniest meme coins, and make millions of dollars, because look at Shiba Inu coin. Okay, this has increased in the last few days, which is on a daily time frame. Okay, we have increased from low to high 2,400%. And so let's do some analysis. First, I want to show you guys a few things here. Okay, we have Chinese crypto traders are buying this. Apparently, this is big in China. Okay, and there was, I'm not sure if it was this article or the other article, the Dogecoin phenomenon, right? So it's exactly like Dogecoin. And interestingly enough, the founder of Ethereum, the creator of Ethereum, owns a ton of Shiba Inu coin. Okay, I'm trying to find it here. don't think I'm going to find it. But someone, okay, so here's, read this headline. Somebody turned $17 into $5.9 million. This person bought 200 billion tokens for $17 in October of 2020. Those tokens are now worth 6.5 million on paper, and on Uniswap, you could get 5.9 million from it. And here it is. Another big token holder is Ethereum co-founder. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. And he owns 50% of the total supply of tokens was locked in Uniswap to provide liquidity. The other 50% was given to co-founder, this guy. Okay, so that is pretty interesting. Obviously, this is not a great coin to invest in, right? It's not something that's probably going to be around for the next few years. It's probably going to fade away, just like all these other coins. Just get that there. Okay, but let's, regardless, we're going to do some analysis on it. So what I could find out for Shiba Inu coin, this is on the 1 hour time frame, just because there's not a lot of data on TradingView with this coin. Okay, you can see that, first of all, I did a Fibonacci extension from this prior swing high right in here. Okay, and we end up seeing that it topped out right around this 2.0 Fibonacci extension right there. Okay, look at that, perfect topping out right at that 2.0 extension. Nothing, that's just something to visualize how much it's actually gone up since the last swing. Okay, it's overextended. It was overextended. Now it's pulling back. So where do we usually look to buy on these overextended moves? Usually the first level of support is a 382 Fibonacci retracement from the most recent low to high, and that's what I did. That's what all these numbers here represent. Okay, so all these numbers on Shiba Inu are technically levels of support. Okay, so what we need to be cautious of right now, if we go down to something like the 15-minute time frame, is that we kind of have this little head and shoulders pattern forming. Okay, we need to be careful of this level right here. I don't even know how to say that number, 0.0000. Okay, we're just going to call that 31. Right? We need to be careful of 31 all the way to 33. Okay, and that's just because this, if you don't know, is somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern. You have the head, or you have the shoulder, the left shoulder, the head, and then possibly the right shoulder. And usually what ends up happening here is that we test that previous high and then continue lower. So with something like Shiba Inu coin, okay, with something like this that is all based on hype, a great strategy is really trying to play the momentum, and usually we can do that through breakouts. Okay, so what we want to look for on Shiba Inu coin, first of all, we want to look for a, hold on, I just want to get rid of this. Okay, we want to look for a break of these highs. Okay, so a break of this level right in here to the upside may signal a breakout and a continuation, and I'm going to give you targets as well. Okay, so a break of around 33. Okay, a break of 33 on Shiba Inu coin with some volume, right? Volume has been decreasing, so we want to see an increase in volume and a breakout above 33 cents. Not 33 cents, but 33. That may be pretty promising for Shiba Inu coin, but usually what we want to see is at least a 382 retracement first. Okay, so what we may end up seeing here is a head and shoulders pattern, a test of these highs, a failure at these highs, and then a continuation lower down to around 25. Okay, and that may be a massive level of support. You can see we actually already have a little bit of support down here, these two lows right in there. Okay, so right around 25 and 23, that may be a decent area to start dip buying. Now, dip buying on these coins is very risky because they may just fall out, right? They may just give out. But if we see it holding, maybe a pretty low risk play there, buying and selling if it goes any lower than that, in hopes that we are doing what it has been doing, or we're going to catch what it has been doing, which is just higher moves, a little bit of consolidation, explosive move higher, a little bit of consolidation, explosive move higher. Okay, now our targets for something like this is going to be, let me just redraw that. And this is going to be a longer video for sure, but like I said, wanted to make this all in one video since they are kind of related. Not really, but they're similar. So I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, targets. Okay, so what we may end up seeing for something like this, what we want to do for targets is a Fibonacci extension from, again, this basically the same points that we drew our Fibonacci retracement from. Okay, we're going to do that like so. And now we're going to get our favorite target, the 127 extension, that would be the next target for Shiba Inu if we can break out from this little range that we're building right now. Okay, so that from current price is 41% higher. Then what we can also do is take our Fibonacci, our ABCD pattern, where we just take the previous move higher, right? We just draw a line literally from the move from the most recent low to high. We're going to take that, copy it forward, okay, and we're going to project it from where we think. I mean, we could project it from current price, but that would be assuming that it's going to break to new highs. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to do that, but if it gets lower down to here, right around 25, then we would bring this and bring it down there. Okay, you always just put it on the most recent low. So the most recent low right now is right here, right? That is the most recent low right now, right around 25.6. Okay, and that gives us a target of, this is the completion point all the way up here. That is around 52 cents, or not 52 cents, but you get what I mean. Okay, and from current price, that is an increase of around 76%. Okay, and these are all very achievable with something like this, right? This coin, when it moves, if you take a look at the last two moves, okay, when it moves, right? So these are conservative targets probably. Again, still a very risky coin. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And if you want 2 free stocks with Webull, make sure to open an account down below using my link. And if you want to join our free Discord, you can also join using the links in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.